Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and I hope you guys are ready because this is going to be an overwhelmingly epic video. I cannot wait. It's just as much for me as it is for you. I am so excited to share this with you guys. Thank you so much to Original Goat for sending this stuff in. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. So they definitely sent some surprises this time around. I think if you guys watched the last one, and by the way, Original Goat scales, they're made in the United States. They have some of the craziest, coolest aftermarket scales that you could possibly imagine for some of your favorite knives. I have them linked right down in the description. So it helps my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. But sincerely, their stuff is incredible, and you'll hear that echoed down in the comments section. They sent me some surprises. So many incredibly epic surprises that I had to divide these up into 2 different videos, and this is the second one. Now, I'm going to get to this thing right here in just a moment. But this I was not expecting. Original Go, what the heck? I did not understand. Oh my gosh, what did you send me? Whoa! Oh my gosh! This is an 80/20 with thumb studs, like the USA. God bless America. This is ridiculous. So I have this is a full-size version made in the United States. I wonder, this looks full thickness too. Yeah, definitely. So, but they have machined their own scales for this bad boy. God dang, that is so cool. Unbelievably cool. Wow. Mine, the one that I have in full tie is, it's got the cutout up here. So this one does not. This has the thumb studs, which is actually super duper cool. Man, that is epic. But the texture pattern on these, they have removed the stock scales from whatever they were. I bet you maybe this was a G10 one originally or something like that. And they've milled them out for weight reduction. But that texture pattern is so beautiful. And look at the ano on there. Oh man, we got to get the, I got to get mine out. I'm going to guess they want that back. For people saying like, we just say free 80/20, those things are so hard to get. It's not, and for those of you who are confused, they're like, no, you can go right now on Blade HQ and get one. You can get the 80/20.5. That's the smaller, thinner one that's made in Taiwan. These are the originals made in the United States. There's mine right here. So let's compare. Mine has thumb studs and the thumb hole. And you can see mine's an older original because it's got the old button heads. The newer ones have the flat heads, right? But I think what I'm looking at here is scales that are slightly thicker, which actually works out really well. I wonder what, oh, this one's 3V. You can see right there, they scratched the blade steel in to the tang. There, that one's 3V. Mine is 20 CV. But they scratched these in on the spine there. But I feel like the Original Goat one is lighter. Let's take a look. This poor scale. Okay, so mine should weigh like 6 to 6.5. No, it weighs 7. For some reason, I don't remember that being the case. That weighs 7 ounces. The Original Goat scales, which have been milled, and the reason I feel like it's lighter is because these, while they're thinner scales, they have not been milled out. These have definitely been milled out. No, I'm just stupid. They're slightly heavier. Not much, though. I wonder why it feels like it's lighter. I don't know. But, man, the ergonomic comfort here is just spectacular. These are machined so well. Now, obviously, to get something like this, number one, to buy an 80/20, you have to be in the right place in the right time. You're going to spend, I think, maybe they have some less expensive versions that are like the polymer scales. Still going to be pretty expensive, and then you're going to have to pay for the scales. So this ends up being a very expensive build for sure. But wow, are these awesome. Holy moly. This is so cool. We need a production full-sized 8020. That's what we need, right? I mean, if they need to be produced in Taiwan, fine. It needs to happen because people want the full-sized 8020. This is definitely the full thickness as well. I mean, Demco makes one that I think this is 185 thousandths. They make a slim that's smaller, but holy moly, yeah. Original Goat, you guys are gonna have to tell me what you want me to do with this. I'm guessing you want it back, but yeah, just message me and tell me what you'd like me to do. But here's the other thing: there's something else in here. Okay, this is what a lot of people have been waiting for, and the implication of what comes next is, I would say, even more epic. But what we have, that's right. We have aftermarket aluminum MSI scales. Look at this. These are so beautiful. And by the way, yes, it is metal. I know the texturing, it almost looks like they're polymer, but no. Look at that. Do they call this a gun stock texturing? God. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Are you going to put those on today? You bet your sweet little buns I am. I'm definitely going to put these scales on my MSI, and then I'm going to carry it. I'm going to EDC these. These are so cool. The idea of having a full metal MSI is beyond epic to me. Look how they do this for the clip side, right? I would imagine they can manufacture these or machine these however you want, depending on whether you're right or left-handed. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take this thing apart and put these scales on. Okay, wow. So the scales, they are machined perfectly and they fit perfectly. I'm sure you guys watched me struggle with a few parts of this. It was fun to learn about it. I will tell you, I'm glad that the pivot is captive. There is a point, as you might guess, where you will have to finagle the blade in between the housing for the ram lock while keeping the bearings in there, and you're going to have to push the pin through. I would kind of thread it through one of the bearings and then kind of have it sitting there and then push the blade in and then push that through. But at the same time, you will have to slightly pull the ram lock back to get everything to fit. That's a little tricky, but doable. Truthfully, the most frustrating part was the pocket clip because there's a little chip. Took me a sec to beat it out of there. But there's a little chip that sits on the underside of the scale. Yeah, I kind of screwed the scales up getting it out of there, but I ended up using a pen like this. Well, no, actually, I think it was actually a little pen flashlight thing, but it was like a metal. I used this because it was flat. I put the tip of it in there, and then I just beat on it for a bit until it came out. But that chip is really fitted in there, so you're going to have to be ready for that. And then I just realized I never had to take the filler tab out of the other side. They just delete that. That's kind of cool. And then I had to hold it in place while I put this back on there. So what I ended up doing, because it kept falling out, is I just took like a note card and folded it up. And just like once I got the chip in there, you can see it, then I just wedged this in there and had it held in place and then screwed this in. But fortunately, it's sped up, so you don't really see exactly how long that took me. But yeah, that was the most frustrating part. The scales themselves are wonderful. I did have to, you probably saw me centering the blade. Once I got it all together, the blade was slightly off. So I did my centering trick with the paper wedge and it centered back up beautifully. The lockup is still absolute. I've never had any issue with the ram lock failing. I know other people say that have been. I've got 3 of these things and they're all solid. The scales did not change anything up. You know, funny enough, it doesn't feel that much heavier. I'm sure that it is slightly. I can't remember what the MSI weighs, like just with the G10 scales. Okay, yeah, 5.82 ounces. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that. This is going immediately into my pocket. This was already a user. I hadn't carried it for a bit. I love the texturing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the frag texturing on these or even the plain texturing it comes with, but this texturing is way, way cooler. I love diamond texturing. I absolutely love it. These edges in here, no, you know what? They knocked these down really well. I would say the edges and the insides of these actually feel quite a bit better than the G10 was. You can see here the change in the different areas. And I think removing, I mean, it obviously depends if you're right or left-handed, but they will probably machine these however you want so that the show side does not have the filler tab, which doesn't really bother me that much, but I know it does bother some people. I need to take the clip back off and bend it down a bit. There's just a tiny little bit of space under here. So if you hear this rattling while I'm moving it around, there's nothing wrong with the scales. It's the pocket clip, like just barely hovering above the surface. I just need to take it off, bend it down just a little bit, and then put it back on. But having this on a smooth surface is a huge deal because it's a pretty grippy texture. Like it's going to do its job. But in and out of the pocket, oh boy, that is smooth. I know you guys can't see it. Wow, I love these. I love these. Heck yes. That is so cool. I will be first in line for titanium scales on this guy. I know it's going to take him a bit, but for right now, this is beautiful. This is wonderful. I am so happy that this exists. Original Goat did an excellent job, and these are well worth the money. These in particular work really well with mine because mine is a two-tone, apocalyptic and satin. So the hardware is complementing the satin flat, and then the darker gunmetal color is complementing the apocalyptic parts of the blade. So that is just a phenomenal aesthetic. Wow. Long video, but definitely worth it. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to continue to showcase Original Goat stuff, but this was a truly epic package. Thank you. Please tell me what to do with this knife. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.